Lee's Logbook. Hello, and welcome to the next chapter of Lee's Logbook. I am Lee, and this is a little bit of a different type of video. What I, of course, wanted to do is just talk to you guys about the Pokemon Direct that happened just a couple of hours ago. I overall just wanted to talk about, like, my thoughts on it all and sort of what I see from the Pokemon Company. So, overall, I'm just going to say this at first. Positive reaction overall. I actually really like the direction that Game Freak is taking. I know some people are not super fans of what is going on, but I myself see this as just sort of a natural progression of what we've seen from Game Freak, like, up till now. It's just a natural progression of what's been happening, and I'll go ahead and explain exactly what I mean by that. So, just to catch anyone up that did not see the Pokemon Direct, Pokemon Shield and Pokemon Sword are getting DLC, which is interesting, because I do specifically remember them saying that they were not interested in DLC, or they didn't have any plans for DLC. Turns out that was untrue, because not only are we getting DLC, we are getting an expansion pass that released today. And this expansion pass is going to bring 2 brand new wild area type areas, and also some story. It doesn't seem like it's going to be, you know, a huge, grand story like, you know, the main plot, but it's going to push the story a little bit forward, and we're going to meet some new characters and have some new experiences and meet some new legendaries, which seems really cool. And basically how they explained it is this expansion pass is their way of making, you know, the third game, right? So instead of having, you know, Shining Shield and Swift Sword version, we're just gonna have this expansion pass for Isle of Armor and, oh dear, Snowy Tundra? Something like that? I kind of, I forgot the name. I forgot the name of the tundra, but anyway, so 2 brand new areas. I like this. I actually like this a lot, and this does sort of make sense to me, because basically where I've seen things going is this just seems like a natural progression for where Pokemon is going. Instead of creating the same game over again, but adding in some new content, instead of that, just add in the new content to the main game. It just makes sense. It does. And then, of course, you also get this... and, of course, you know, you get this expansion for less of a price, right? So instead of repurchasing the same game for 60, 50 bucks, whatever it is, you now get these 2 expansions with brand new areas and brand new characters and apparently 200 plus more Pokemon, which of course will put us at like 600-ish, which of course isn't around the 1,000 that there is, and I know that I've said it, of course, like 50 times in the last 2 seconds, but anyway, I know we're not at that 1,000 number, and I know they're not adding the complete national decks into the game, but still, 600-ish is a good number. It's a decent number. It's at least going into a majority instead of a minority. So they are pushing it forward. They're giving us a lot of new Pokemon. Or they're giving us a lot of old Pokemon. Some new Pokemon. They are adding some new Pokemon. You know, as far as legendaries and then some new Galarian forms. I don't know if we can expect completely new Pokemon. They haven't really talked about that. I don't think so. I don't think there will be completely new Pokemon. I think this 200-ish that they're adding, the only new ones are going to be the legendaries, but other than that, it's just going to be either forms of previous Pokemon or the previous Pokemon themselves, which, again, is fine. You know, just adding more of the national dex into the game is cool. So, yeah, I think, basically, the reason why I think this was sort of a natural progression is I was even talking to my friends about this when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out. I was saying that Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, to me, felt unnecessary. That they could have really added, like, Rainbow Rocket and the Ultra Wormhole and the Ultra Beasts. They could have just added that as DLC to the main game. Like, it didn't... They didn't really affect the story too much to where it felt like a completely new game. And really, all of those titles, you know, from the beginning, Yellow didn't feel very different than Red and Blue. Crystal didn't feel super different than Gold and Silver. You know, Emerald didn't feel super different than Ruby and Sapphire. Basically, they were the same stories, except they would have a few differences because it would also focus on either a new legendary or, you know, for Crystal's part, there was a bit more story involved as well. Because they decided to add those story elements in. So I'm not saying that there weren't differences to the games. Of course there were. But enough differences to where it couldn't have just been, you know... Well, in today's day and age, I will say, you know, it couldn't have just been DLC. Well, no. In today's day and age, it makes sense for it to be DLC. So that's basically my view on the fact that we have this expansion pass. Yeah, I mean, my view is positive overall. It's positive overall because I think this makes sense. Instead of just charging us for a brand new game, even though it's not a brand new game, it's the same game just with a couple additional things. Instead of doing that, just add the new stuff into the main game. It just seems to make sense to me. So, be that as it may, I am excited. I'm excited about Isle of Armor. I'm excited about the Snowy Tundra, if that is what it's called. Gosh, I really, you think I would maybe, you know. You'd think I'd maybe, like, at least make sure that I remember the name, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere around there. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So I like this idea. I like what's happening. It makes logical sense to me in today's day and age to just make it DLC. And then, you know, after that, maybe remake a past gen? I don't know. And here's the thing about remaking a past gen. So, there was an interesting thing that I noticed in the trailer that I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about too. Theorize a little bit. Of course, I could be looking way too much into this, and that would not surprise me at all. It could just be a brand new character, but here's the thing. When they were talking about Snowy Tundra, they said that someone was going to make us the captain of their excavation team, right? And they didn't say who. For Isle of Armor, they gave us the characters. They showed us that there were going to be two new rivals that are trying to achieve, like, gym leader status, and then they were also going to show us, you know, they also showed us, like, the Dojo Master that's going to give us the new legendary Pokemon that is going to be our new third legendary, which looks very, very interesting. And they seem to have, like, a Gigantamax Zacian form and a Gigantamax Zamazenta form, which is very cool. I'm a fan. So, with the Snowy Tundra and that new character, or that person that gets us to be the head of an excavation team, we didn't get to see them. Part of me is theorizing that maybe it's Rourke or Byron. Rourke and Byron are both miners, right? They're both people that would explore caves to look for things. And, of course, that would be a reference to 4th gen, and maybe it's them hinting that they're remaking 4th gen. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too deep into it, but I don't know. I wanted to put that out there to see if anyone else was on the same wavelength, or... I don't know. That's just, again, crazy thought of my own. I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah. As far as Red and Blue Mystery Dungeons being remade, that's really interesting. I did not expect that at all. That was very surprising to me, and I'm probably going to be playing through the demo, and maybe even the full game, but the demo for sure, because the demo's out, and I downloaded it, and so that video is probably going to be uploaded today as well, so you could expect that. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about this. I wanted to talk about this because I'm excited about it, because I really liked today's Direct. I honestly, like, Game Freak, I think, took a good step forward in making amends with mistakes they've made in the past. You know, I like that the starters of this game are getting their own Gigantamaxes as well. I think they definitely deserve it. Blastoise and Venusaur are being added into the game and getting Gigantamax forms. That also makes sense. Why the heck would you add Charizard and not the other two? You know, maybe that means we'll get some of the other starters too. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, you know, all in all, I think it's a good thing. Now, to end this video, there is a thing that I wanted to do, and gosh, I have to remember, did they say White Hill Station? Oh, gizzity gosh, what station was it? I completely forgot what station it was. I want to say it was it Wedgehurst Station? I don't know. I'm gonna check White Hill Station. I'm gonna check White Hill Station, because I want to get, the new Galarian Slowpoke as the way to end the the video. Wait, what? I never battled you? Oh, can we not? And we're back! Okay, so it was Wedgehurst Station. I wanted to do this little thing real quick, and then I will go ahead and end the video. The train to the Isle of Armor has arrived. Those with an armor pass, please board the train. Ooh, let's go talk to this mysterious fellow. Do you have an armor pass? Naturally. I've made all the proper preparations, which you can observe with unclouded eyes. Please, allow me to check your pass. Slow. To meet a Slowpoke, such a thing is simply elegant. Uh-oh, looks like another one's gotten on the train and ridden over the Isle of Armor. Could this be your first time ever seeing a Galarian Slowpoke? Where they're from might be different, but they're still just as carefree as other Slowpoke. There's a lot of Slowpoke living on the Isle of Armor. Not sure if they feel like traveling or what, but sometimes a few board the train. Slow. You're a Pokemon trainer, right? If Slowpoke blocks the ticket gate, it'll cause trouble for other customers. Slowpoke are actually pretty heavy, so do you think you could catch it for me? Slow. Battle Slowpoke in order to catch it? Yeah. Slow! Oh gosh, I don't want to kill it. That's absolutely what I don't want to do. Look at this thing. My Inferno Pot is way too high of a level for this thing, most likely. What level is it? 12? Let's throw a heavy ball. Because, you know, they said you were heavy. Critical capture! I wonder if it's a free crit cap. It might be. Anyway. Anyway, we caught it, which is cool. I'm okay with that. Would you like to give Slowpoke a nickname? Nah. Alright, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it. Thanks much. Slowpoke can be a big trouble to move sometimes. How interesting. I must say, your catching style was quite simply elegant. We apologize for the wait. We've checked your armor pass. All aboard the train to the Isle of Armor. Mind your step when boarding. Please be aware that there will be a connection along the way. Understood. I'm headed to an island called the Isle of Armor. I've heard it's a place where one can catch rare Pokemon and do lots of training. Perhaps we shall meet again sometime. Well then, please, excuse me. Who is this mysterious individual? And can we get an armor pass? Not until June. Alright, so, to end the video, let's look at our little boy. A pure psychic type Slowpoke. So no longer a water type. Interesting. It's got Gluttony. Okay. Growl, Acid, Yawn, and Confusion. Of course, we won't be able to actually, we won't be able to actually evolve it without apparently getting an item from the Isle of Armor or the Snowy Tundra. But I have it now, and it's cool, and it's great, and yeah. So I wanted to talk about my reaction, or at least my thoughts, my feelings, and I wanted to hear what you guys think. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. You know what? Let me know what you think about this expansion. Are you excited to play through the Isle of Armor and the Crown of Tundra? It's the crown. It's the crown. It's the crown. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.